Hello, and thank you for attending this briefing. How would you like to see the world and constantly be on the move? Well, you can if you're part of a military family. Anytime a move arrives, you're able to fill out a wish list of your top bases that you would prefer. Your choices are not always guaranteed, but it's great to research so you can have a good list of preferences. When my family and I moved earlier this year, Holloman Air Force Base was not on our wish list, but we've come to love living here. We have compiled 3 advantages and 3 disadvantages of living here. You can decide for yourself if you'd like to put it on your wish list. The first advantage are the local attractions. There are many attractions for families and singles alike, one of them being White Sands National Monument. White Sands is made up of gypsum dunes that are fun for barbecuing, camping, and people actually sled down these dunes. Another attraction is the Museum of Space History. This is also great to take kids to, as well as adults wanting to get a little history. There is also an IMAX theater at the museum. One of the last attractions that is very popular are the ski towns surrounding Alamogordo, which are Cloudcroft and Ruidoso, New Mexico. Both of these towns offer great shopping, skiing, and hiking, as well as camping for families and singles. The disadvantages of these attractions are that 2 of the 3 are outdoor activities. So anyone who cannot or does not enjoy outdoor activities is left with not much to do. Another disadvantage is that there are no theme parks or concert halls, so you're left with very little to do. The second advantage that I'd like to talk about is the climate. Alamogordo, New Mexico, which is where Holloman is located, is a very dry, hot climate. This is great for anyone who has allergy or health issues where a wetter climate would hurt their health. The disadvantage of this climate, however, is that a very common problem is dehydration or itchy skin because of the lack of moisture in the air. Another disadvantage is that anyone used to the tropical climate and who loves gardening is going to have issues, since pretty much the only thing we can grow are desert terrain plants such as cactuses. And the third advantage of living in Alamogordo, New Mexico, is that it is a small town of about 35,000 people. This is great because many events are family events, so it's a very family-oriented town. They have parades, fair on the square, and festivals that are great family get-togethers or just activities for people to get together and have a small town feel. This also brings another advantage that most of these events are free, so you do save money living in a smaller town as far as the local events go. It's also wonderful being in a small town because of the low crime rate. The crime rate in Alamogordo is much lower than the national average, so it's a very safe feel. One resident actually quoted, "We often leave our doors open while leaving the house. We jog at night, and we can drive down any street without any concern." He was a longtime resident of Alamogordo and has always felt safe. The downside of being in a small town is that the closest town with 55,000 people or more than that is 59 miles away. So anytime you want shopping or the popular chain restaurants, you do have to plan a day trip. It can't just be spur of the moment. Another disadvantage is that moving into a small town may be difficult for some. Small towns are usually closely knit, so you're going into what feels like a family. It just takes longer to get the trust built up. So making your decision to put on for your wish list can be difficult, to say the least, but hopefully with some knowledge of Holloman Air Force Base and the Alamogordo area, you can decide whether or not you'd like to put it on your wish list.